All right, welcome everybody. Um, just thought to start a little bit earlier, and to the grace of God, we had 5 people. Yeah, so let me just play some music for now. I don't know if YouTube will allow me to play some music. All right. I didn't want to say this love. All right, guys, welcome. So we're just waiting a bit. Um, are you hearing me now? Akaji create. Are you hearing me now? All right, all right. So let's just wait till like 8 p.m. before we start. But for those of us that are here, this is like, all right, thank you very much, Koji. So this is like an outline of what we plan to do today. I took out the time to do like a bit of the work so that we don't have to do everything from scratch, and we don't spend so much time here. But I think with the work I have done, it's not something that you can't really get the grasp of. You get so, but for a bit of an explanation, I'll still repeat myself when it's 8 p.m. again. This is just what we are going to do. First of all, we're going to go to the brief, which is part of strategy. I think most of this is strategy because that's how it should actually be. The brief, then we do like keyword mapping. Then after that, we go to some case studies and mood boards. So like we're doing this as two different things. Case studies and mood boards, two different things. Then logo options, mock-up creation, mini brand sheets. So one of the benefits of having been registered to the class is that if you've not registered, I think I can actually pull up the registration link now and send to the group. So let me find that and send. All right. So yeah, this is the registration link. So yeah, even for those people that are going to watch this video after the stream, if you want to get the resources that we are using to work on the projects that we have, you can get them with this link. So yeah, while we're still waiting till 8 p.m. If you're on the live and I'm seeing that there are four people here. I just want to confirm that there are actually four people. You can just let me know probably where you're streaming from and where you found out about the class from. Was it TikTok? Was it here on YouTube? Was it on WhatsApp? Was it on Instagram? Or did the Lord minister to you? Like, yeah, you can just let me know. Thank you very much. I'll be waiting in the comments below. All right, somebody say TikTok. That's amazing. Thank you very much, fine boy. Okay, okay. Wow, LinkedIn. I didn't even know if I posted this on LinkedIn. That's amazing. Thank you, Ifnaya Azodo. I'm trying to. All right, thank you very much. What's the time? So it's just 5 minutes to go. If you know somebody that can actually partake of this, you can actually send them the link. So we start. I actually just want to start 8 p.m. on the dot. Okay, thank you very much, Akonji. Akonji, I think your your name is sounding familiar. I think you were in there's this video I did about Soraya. I think you watched that video as well. So if you're just coming in, I was just asking people where they heard about the class and probably where they are streaming from. We're going to start in a couple of minutes. And as well, if you have people that you think might be interested in the class, send them the link. Post the link on your WhatsApp status. We're going to work on the brand together. All right, I think it's 2 minutes to go. It's good to have you here. So yeah, I think we are going to start now. I'm having some minor issues, just like every other person has on a live video. But all right, I think I can be able to project my screen again. So yeah, let me project my stats. Okay, so today we're basically going to be working on a brand together, like I said and have been saying ever since. So if you were in the beginning, you would hear when I talk about the fact that I had done a couple of groundwork to make sure that we don't spend so much time here. This stuff that you can basically easily do and you should actually do before you start working on any brand. So, like for example, some things that I've done is I first of all had a call with somebody from my team yesterday, and we were able to come up with a dummy brand name. We had like a couple of options, but for some reason we just chose Move. There's nothing special about the brand, so that's not really important. It's just a name. And so we decided to work on a furniture brand. Yeah, I think we didn't go for like tech or anything. We just wanted something that is not really, would I say, popular in terms of when people show things on their branding portfolio. So you regularly see things like fintech brands, tech brands, food brands, skincare brands. So we just decided to do something different and amidst a couple of options. Yeah, we decided to go with a furniture brand. Thank you very much, Michael. Welcome to the live. So we'll be going from the brief of the brand, so the brief for the furniture brand, to the keyword mapping. You're going to help me with the keyword mapping. Michael has been in one of my classes before, so you know how this works, but you're going to help me with the keyword mapping. So brief for the brand, keyword mapping, case studies, mood board, work on some logo options, and mock-up creation and mini brand sheet. So yeah, if there's time, which I highly doubt that there would be. But if there is no time for us to do this, for us to do like a motion design on Jita, what's going to happen is that I'm going to record a video and upload on my YouTube channel, and you'll see that. So yeah, our time has already started, and let's go through what ChatGPT generated for me. So I think I have ChatGPT here. So this is the prompt I used. I had already created the brand name on another platform. So here's, for example, how I use ChatGPT when working on brands. um I come here, there's this new feature that ChatGPT has, which is called projects. So projects are not like your regular chats. You understand? These are regular chats, and this is project. So you come here, click on new project, and you name it a project. Now the reason why I like projects is, which project am I going to use to show you an example? Let's work with Chronos. Chronos is also a dummy brand. So like for example, okay, no, that would not really show you. So you can have different charts under one project. So it's like a folder with different charts. Same thing for, I think, let's work in deep learning. Same thing here. So if I start a chart today, it will create another page sort of inside the folder. Do you get? So because it's a project, and also another thing you can also do as well is to share it with maybe your team members or something, or whatever it is. Just add the person's email here, and that's it. So yeah, let's get back to it. So here's the prompt. I just want to show you in case you want to create like a dummy brand. You want to give as much context as possible. So what I did was create a brief for a brand identity project for a furniture brand named Nuve, working with the below rationale for the name. Nuve does not Nuve does not have a fixed literal meaning. So this is also from ChatGPT on another chart. So explaining what the brand name Nuve, because the name was also suggested by ChatGPT. So it was just explaining because I needed to have context as to why this name was in one of the suggestions. So Nuve is a French word nouveau, which means new or fresh. Because of its roots, nouveau is often interpreted to suggest newness and innovation, modernity and forward-thinking design, refinement and elegance due to the French influence you get. So I just gave it this context, and he came up with this brand. He came up with this brief for the brand. So let's go back to Figma. In case you don't know, this is Figma. This also looks like there's this platform that has their UI like this. I've forgotten their name, sure. But yeah, so Nove is a contemporary furniture brand focused on creating modern, refined, thoughtfully designed pieces for living spaces. So all this blah blah talk. At the end of the day, the idea is that Nove creates furniture. So we can have that as one of, yeah. But something that is also telling you now is that Nove doesn't just create furniture for anywhere. It creates furniture for living and working spaces. So let's just say furniture for homes and offices. I know that working spaces can be broader than offices, but let's work with it for now. You get, because yeah, let's work with that. Also, this brand is fake, so you can work with anything you want to work with. Delivering furniture that feels fresh, intentional, and timeless. Move aims to appeal to individuals, spaces, quality, modern design, and sensibility. Nouveau is abstract. Okay, this is like the name rationale. We already know about this one, the French name, blah blah blah. But yeah, this is the brand vision. The brand vision is to become a recognizable modern furniture brand known for fresh design. So one thing that we are seeing in this move is new. So we're seeing the word new, we're seeing the word modern. Um, Known for fresh designs, refined craftsmanship, and timeless appeal. The brand mission is to design and produce furniture that enhances everyday living through simplicity, quality materials, and thoughtful design. I think thoughtful design is something to write down as well. Thoughtful design. Urban professional. So the target audience is urban professional, creatives, modern families aged 25 to 45, individuals who appreciate minimal design, quality craftsmanship, and intentional living, interior designers, architects, businesses seeking modern furniture solutions may also form as a secondary audience. So these other people are secondary audience. So in interior designers, architects, business seeking furniture. So yeah, the personality is, so this brand personality now is very important. You need to understand what this is. Usually, I have a questionnaire which I'm going to send to everybody that's registered for the class. I have a questionnaire that you can use to ask your client these questions. You understand? To understand what the personality is like. And you don't necessarily have to ask this question directly. I think I asked the question very directly in my questionnaire, but you can actually have a call and sort of like ask the client, like, if somebody experiences the brand, what do you want the person to feel? You get, even, and I notice a lot of time working with a lot of brands, I realize that especially when this is your first company you're building, what I tend to see is that people's brand personality is being drawn from their own personality. Do you get? So I think that might be what would happen. But I don't know. I don't know if I've seen so many clients that have um that have asked what's your brand personality and they know what to say. So what you want to do is ask indirect questions, as many indirect questions as possible, so you understand what's the vibe of this brand, between, if the brand were to be a musician, would it be Johnny Drill or Ashake? Would it be, you get, so questions like that, as a designer, when you get the answers, it should help you understand. So even as I'm saying all this stuff, you can jot it down and put it as part of the things that are going to be in your own questionnaire. Do you understand? Innovative, thoughtful, warm, not cold or overly industrial, not cold or overly industrial. So it's not like the normal industry stuff. So let's just say not cold. So I think they probably even want to reach out to like the target, the younger audience. You get, so design objectives, create a visual identity that creates a modern elegance and freshness. So elegance, and so elegance does not necessarily mean serif font. It does not mean, women. It means elegance. It means that when you see the brand, you should know that the brand they don't come. Elegance is like when somebody comes late to an event and you know that, oh, the celebrant has come. If we're not sure, I think we can actually just easily check what does elegant mean. Now, that's what I'm actually writing. Elegance means a refined sense of simplicity, balance, quality, is the ability to appear thoughtful and well considered without excess or effort. In branding design, elegance shows up as form, intentional details, and restraint. Nothing feels loud or forced. Every element has a purpose, material, proportion, finishes work together calmly and confidently. Yes, confident is the word I was going for when I was talking about it. As it at its core, elegance is about clarity and taste. It communicates maturity, confidence, and timelessness rather than trends and decoration. Do we understand? So, thank you so much, Henry from Nigeria. It's glad to see you here, as well as Samuel. I don't know who that is, but yeah, welcome, Samuel. So, I actually know who that is. I'm joking. So, yeah, then, so when you talk about the brand personality, for example, or something like tone of voice, because words can have different meaning. Sometimes when I present tone of voice to my clients, either I define what this word means to the brand, or what I'm going to do is do like a toggle and say it is not too edgy, but it's elegant. You get, but I think the best is to basically define what the word is to the client. So here's something that somebody told me recently about what tone of voice mean. I think some of you have been seeing tone of voice, tone of voice, tone of voice, but you don't know what it means. Here's the meaning of tone of voice. You have a message. What is the message? Let's use for example, um Jesus is the reason for the season. Jesus Christ died for our sins and whatnot. That is your message. You get, that's the first thing that pops into my mind, sharp. But yeah, so tone of voice now means that message. How do you pass it? How do you pass it across? Do you want to use like storytelling? How do you want to? Yes. So tone of voice is how do you want to use to communicate that message? So for them now, the message is um the message is furniture for homes and workspaces. They want something that is new, modern, and thoughtful. So how do they want to communicate the message? They want to communicate the message in such a way that it is clear, confident, intentional, minimal but expressive. So it's minimal. I don't know what Adibi was thinking about when they created the show, but I say it's minimal. It's slight. It's not shouting, but it's expressive in the sense that you know um you can see everything that concerns them. They are expressive. They are how do I say this now? Minimal does not mean that they are quiet. You get? So if you were to be a person, like when you see people that are simple but they are expressive. So some people, so when you think of people that are not simple, a lot of the times you think of people that they say their mind, but there are people that they are simple, they are very articulate, and they communicate properly. So when you talk about things like tone of voice and brand personality, what you are doing in there's this thing we learned in literature, it's called personification. When you're doing personification for a brand, at that point you are imagining that the brand were a human being, and you need to actually do that. And so you're now asking, the brand being a human being, how are they going to communicate this message that they have? Let's say for example, the example that I use of Jesus Christ. Are you going to come out in the morning and be shouting? Are you going to shout? Are you going to come to somebody that is sitting at the train station waiting for the train and say, my bro, how you doing now? How's life? I just wanted to tell you about something. Jesus is the reason for the season, man. Those are the same message, but two different tone of voice. You understand? I'm stressing on this because this is something that, if you understand, to really help you build your brand strategy side as a designer. So the deliverables are logo, word mark system. I'm not sure I'm going to deliver a word mark yet, but let's just say logo, color palette, typography, brand patterns and supporting visuals, usage guide across digital and physical touch points. So success measure. This is something that you can actually also ask your clients, and you can ask it like this: What would you what would you call what will make you call this project a successful project? And this is what ChatGPT is saying: a brand identity that feels fresh, modern, and timeless. One that allows news to grow apart and remain relevant while consistently communicating quality, elegance, and innovation. It says feels fresh. Now, one thing that is a big part of this brand is even in the name, and the word there is new. New. Don't do the ordinary stuff. Don't do the regular stuff. Do something new. So I just thought of using like an earpiece for this call. Let me know if the sound enhances. Let me know if the sound enhances by using this earpiece. Let me know in the comment section. Did the sound enhance? Did I just waste my time? Or did I actually thought of it, but I didn't do it since. Let me know, is the sound better? Please let me know in the comment section. Is the sound better? We have 19 people. Also, yes, is it better? Should I remove should I throw away the earpiece? You get that's what I'm actually saying, not to just is it better. All right. So the sound was okay before, there was no need for the earpiece. That's down to know. Then also we have, all right, thank you very much, Jaden Horn. Also, we have 18 people on the live, and we have 11 likes. So please, let's do all to make that match up. So let's have up to at least 18 likes. Thank you very much, Ehi from Nigeria. I really appreciate it. All right. So rather than just see now, the reason why I want to say what I want to say is because these other things that I just talked about now is they are the things that you have to get by yourself. These are not necessarily what the client is expected to give you. The client is not really expected to give you brand personality. It's you that is supposed to probe the client. That's what they call it in architecture. When I learned project management, you're supposed to probe the client, ask the client questions. So let's say, for example, you want to get target audience. What you're going to ask the client is things like, um, who is the brand selling to? Who are the main customers? You can ask the client a question like, if you were to gather 10 people in a room, this is how Alex Omonzi put it. He said, if you were to gather 10 people in a room that that you feel like they are going to patronize this business over and over again, who are those 10 people? Then the clients might open up and say, okay, people that, so who are the people that you're actually coming to solve their problems? You understand? So you want to ask it in such a way that they give you the answers. Sometimes it might not necessarily be like this. I've actually had to work on some brands where I didn't need a questionnaire. You get, but very honest, I still use the questionnaire to ask the questions that I asked on the call. Yeah, thank you very much, Astonish. Um, all right. So now let's go to what the brand looks like on a regular basis. Let's not talk about branding. Let's talk about the it's not I will call this thing now. The actual brand itself, the actual company, what they do. You actually want to know this. You actually want to see the company as they are. And so I actually still went back to ChatGPT. Um, so let me go here. So I actually went back to ChatGPT and I said, this is the prompt I gave. And this is the prompt you can actually also give your clients because it's very straightforward. Um, all right, guys. I don't know why I said all right, guys. But yeah, I said, so I want you to go into deep into the brand offerings. Like, what kind of furniture does Nuv? What kind of furniture is Nuv going to be selling? How are they going to meet with their clients? How are they going to sell to their clients? Are they going to manufacture the product? Just so you know, things like this, just so you know, things like day-to-day operations of the brand. How big is the company? Do they have a production warehouse? Do they buy from other people? Do they ship or sell? That kind of thing. So this is very necessary. You don't even want to, somebody chat you up on Instagram and say, I want to work on a brand. Sometimes, in order to catch the bar, you have to just, and sometimes in order to like, but my point, let me not say that, so that you'll not hear wrong information from me. But my point is that um make sure you actually get to know much of the brand as much as possible, because you want to embody the brand. You want to understand what the brand is about. You want to really know the brand. And so that's why I went to ask ChatGPT this question, because obviously the brand was generated by ChatGPT. So this is what ChatGPT then said as a suggestion. It says, Nove is a modern furniture brand focused on well-designed structural spaces for contemporary living. We already know this. Nove operates as a design-led brand. All furniture is designed in-house. To maintain a consistent design language, production follows a hybrid model. Core collections are produced by trusted manufacturing partners based on Nove's specification. So now we are seeing that Nove is not necessarily the brand that works on all their production. Nove, astonished, stop. He said, who is here from to go? So Nove, now you're not telling me that Nove is a design-led brand. So if you go down, you will now see that Nove core team is head of design, oversees the product design and direction. So you're not talking to carpenters here. You're talking to architects. You're talking to people that use CAD to design. I know more about it because I'm an architect as well. By profession, I don't know, by training or whatever. I don't really practice it. But um, you will know more about this. Sorry, you will get to realize that like for example, now this brand is a design-led brand, so we can actually have that too, design-led brand. So I didn't actually think of this, but now you now realize that the people you're designing for is obviously the customers, but your clients are not furniture makers, they are designers. You get, so it's a design-led brand. Let's continue. um Core collections are produced by trusted manufacturing partners. So they design and give to those guys to, um, yeah, they design and give to those guys to construct. Nove does not own large scale factories but maintains a central warehouse for quality checks. So when other people produce it, so they have like trusted manufacturers, for example, they bring it in, um, and they bring it to their warehouse so that they can now distribute. So sales are primarily direct to customer through a dedicated website. So if you have a house, for example, and you need a workspace table, you need a couch for your living room, Nove is going to sell to you directly, and also to interior designers, architects, developers through B2B channels. So they do B2B and B2C. For those of us that don't know what B2B and B2C means, because a lot of us try to like to feel like we know what these terms are, meanwhile we actually don't know. I learned it about 3 months ago. I've been hearing B2B, B2C. B2B means business to business, and B2C means business to customers. You get, so they do both B2B and B2C. Delivery is handled through local and nationwide logistics. So they work with things like GIG, and other brands and whatnot. Speedup and those other guys to deliver. So they don't have their own in-house. You're seeing that as we get to uncover what this brand is about, you get to realize that it is actually a design brand. It's more of a product design brand than a carpentry brand, for lack of a better word. Yeah. Day to day, Nook focuses on design development, product coordination, order fulfillment, and brand building, positioning itself as a refined modern furniture brand other than a volume other than a volume driven retailer. Nuve operates as a lean but structured company. So they have like these other people. Let's not waste time on this. You can actually just screenshot this, but this is not really necessary to what we're doing right now. So I've been doing some keyword mapping. So the reason why I do keyword mapping is to get like some keywords that relate to the brand. So let me just take this here, copy and paste. Like I said, in case for those of you who want to know what I'm working with Figma. So yeah, so some things that I jotted down was, let's start with the last thing, design led um, furniture for homes and offices. So they're not doing church furniture, for example. They're not doing church furniture for event centers, homes and offices. They probably are doing workspace. You get, if they actually want to do like I mean like home workspace, that's what I mean. So let's say new. Another thing is new, fresh, thoughtful design. Somebody say, boss, please, I be your student. I want to learn from you. Do I pay? Learn from me now. Give me class now. Learn this. Learn this one. This one is very free, so you can just learn this one. I did a class earlier this year, but in due time, I would probably like I'm making plans. I'm making plans for another class. So another thing is not code. So not code. What they mean is probably like, let's just add this and say um trendy vibes. Let's just work with that. So trendy vibes, like kind of like, so they are not industry, like when you see them, you see they're not like a GIG. You want personal tutor. All right, reach out to me on Instagram. Reach out to me on Instagram. I think I can put my Instagram handle here. So just reach out to me on Instagram as, yeah, this video will be available to watch later, but does not mean that you should not now what do they call it? Log out. All right, I think I might have stopped answering some of these questions so that we focus on what we are doing. But yeah, the video will be, so reach out to me on Instagram, increase underscore undo. All right. So trendy vibes. So we're talking about like a Gen Z kind of focused brand, a brand that people that are in the young people that a brand that young people would easily have what do they call this thing? Associate themselves with. So we're talking about um yeah, all right. So not code, trendy vibe. Exactly. Another thing I've not talked about is elegance. Sorry, let me confirm something. All right. So yeah, these are word mappings for the brand. These are the kind of things that you should think of when working on this brand. So I just have this image here because one of the things I was checking some case study brands, and I like this image because we're actually going to recreate that. So this is what I mean by case study. You want to work on a brand identity, but you don't have anything that you're looking at. It's not right in any way, shape, or form. It is very, very wrong. You get, so if you're doing something, any design, I always advise to my mentees and other designers that reach out to me. Oh, I want to design a flyer. How do I go about it? Enter Pinterest. that design you want to do, look for it, replicate one design, just replicate it. Let's say you beginner, you've never what do they call it, done design before. Replicate a design and move on from there. Do you get? So you want to start with things that exist. When I was studying architecture, there's something that they told me. There's nothing you want to design in this life that has never been done before. So work with that mindset. If you want to design a furniture brand, for example, but let's just click on this because I had already like pre-planned this. So yeah, I'm hoping that this okay, thank God. So yeah, this Paco, I think area Paco here. So I have timber. I think so. I have some of them here. This is Paco and this is timber. Then there is move move you. So there's another one again I would like to add. I don't really like homified. I'm going to add this to this so that we have like two on one screen. So what you want to do first of all is, like I said, look for these brands. Let's say for example, so go to Behance. Behance is your best place. You want to see case studies of brand identities, like full case studies. Either you go to Behance or you go to what do they call this thing? Or you go to agency. So like for example, Johnson Banks. My fear is that this class might be more than 2 hours, but let's just see. So Johnson Banks is an amazing design. Um, is an amazing design. What do they call this? Agency. So one of the brands that they've designed that I think is related to what we're doing today is just this brand, because they mostly design for NGOs and all those kind of things. But yeah, so West Dean is not really a furniture brand. It's a, let's say it's a faculty inside a school. It's the arts faculty inside the school. You get? So one thing I like about reaching out, using case studies from branding agencies, I mean design agencies, is that they don't just show you what you see all these things that we used to do on Behance. And I think that's the approach I'm going to take next year when I post stuff on Behance. Not just posting, hi guys, so I worked on the brand and this is the brand. What agencies try to do is, and this is actually going to help you as a designer get more clients. I think agencies understand this because a lot of their projects are on their websites. You get, so they explain to you the idea behind it. I think I have gone out of this. All right. What's going on? All right. So they explain to you the idea behind it. They talk about it, you know, many metrics, blah blah. I think I had read this. I understand the idea was like this is something about creative freedom, and when you draw three strokes, it gives you. So you see, they're explaining every idea and the creative and blah 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 blah. This will really help you as a designer. You get. So I actually have a website. I'm going to share to us as many that are registered. So I'm actually going to share this to us. Um, so what I did with this save for letter, this is entirely a diversion, but I think it's an important diversion. But yeah, I have important website. Important website is live. I think I can actually just share it on this. No, let me not distract us. But I'll share it. I'll send it to your emails, and I'll also share it on the WhatsApp group that was created for this live. And yeah, I have an announcement that next year I'll try to do more of these live videos, probably maybe once or twice a month. I think that will really help us by far. It might not be the same thing every time. It might be reviews of your design and whatnot. I think I'll do a lot of design reviews. So you have designs you want to send to me to review, just reach out to my email, reach out to me on Instagram. Let's work together and grow the creative economy in Nigeria. Amen. All right. So I have this important website kind of stuff where I post outstanding brand designs. You get, so I think I was on this website that day and I put together a lot of these brands. So this is this. Then I have design resources. I just package this properly on Notion and is live, so you can actually visit the website. Then website for designers, website that you can get stuff, free pick, to defy, to folio, unsplash, savvy, brand guidelines, helpful videos, videos that have helped me design templates. So these are going to be my design templates, but I think I'm actually going to delete this. And that's another thing I actually also wanted to say. I probably put it on my Instagram that I'm going to put out all my design resources for free from now to 31st of December. From next year, my design resources are going to they are going to have to convert money for me. Like they are going to be on sale. That's my point. All right. So that's basically it. I'm just doing this to buttress the fact that what you can do to help you is to go to agencies. Even so, Behance is very recommended, but agencies would really do more because of the explanation. So there's a Nigerian agency. I go to their page and I really love what they do. If you're a client, I'm not saying that you should go and work with them, still work with me. But yeah, I like the fact that their work inspires me. Do you understand? So let's say, for example, when they talked about Sion, they didn't just post Sion. They are explaining for you. This thing now is Lamba. All right, I'm hearing some noise from the page. All right, so I'm just going to shut it down. So they explain to you, the idea behind it. And when I read it, I was like, wow, this is a nice one. This is a really, really nice one. You know, they explain everything so that even as a creative too, need to I be what do they call this thing, watching this case study, you'll be inspired. You'll be like, oh wow, oh, I didn't think of it this way. And when you start seeing the way people think of the things that you don't think of, it will start expanding your mind as to how you can think of things. Please let me know you're in the comment section. I've not seen anybody comment since I think 8:30. So for like 8 minutes now, I think I've been alone. So yeah, we're going to look at a couple of case studies, and these are the case studies I have. And I had actually just looked at these case studies on my own, and I'm just showing you so that you also inculcate this in your design process. Okay, so you want to look at case studies. I think I liked these particular ones because they they stand out for me in terms of new. So you see the way Ivasa is not like your regular furniture brand. But guess what? It works. When I think of it, I think of a big couch. When I think of the logo, I think of a big couch. I think of you get so it's not really rigid like the way Movio is, for example. But I think I like the vibe that Movio is giving. It's a regular vibe, but it's chill. It's still chill, still there. You get. See, the idea of even looking at case studies a lot of the times, you might not really learn anything so outstanding. Here are things I think you pick up. One, you pick up how these people went about for a furniture brand. So, for example, you've not worked on a furniture brand before, or you've not worked on said brand, like the particular brand that the client is giving to you, so that you're not totally confused. You know how to go about it. Second thing is, let's not lie, you need to get mock-up ideas. Some of us don't know the kind of mockups to use for some kind of brands. Some of us don't even know how to arrange the documents. Do you understand? Gone are the days where people used to really post like brand guides. I've not really seen brand guides on Behance again. It have tailed. Now people just they don't have strength for you, but and at the end of the day too, I noticed that a lot of people don't really read the brand guide. So people just started posting the highlights of the brand identity. But I like what Paco did. Paco really explained what the brand is about, and that's all. He didn't explain the design process of the brand. You get, but just seeing this alone, it inspires you. By the time you look at it, turn again, look at it, you get the vibe. It's like a furniture brand. It's looking like something that was crafted, and yeah, you see how that he used very rigid font and very rigid type style. Then I don't know how he thought of this, but incorporating an italicized serif font together with a sans serif font works very well. This is what I'm talking about. It works very well like mad. And you see the simplicity in his text. I think these brands I've actually highlighted really, really resonate with what we are trying to get for the brand. Um yeah, same thing for timber. So one thing I like about timber, I don't know how to pronounce it, is the color scheme. The color scheme is not your regular color scheme in terms of the furniture. And I think I want to lean towards the idea of timber. Do you know why? Because I just told you that it is not a carpentry brand, it is a design led brand. You get? So it is more of the design that these people are going to be showing you. So you don't want it to just be boring and brown. And remember, the name of the brand is literally new. So you want something new. You don't want Paco. Paco is nice, but it's still more of like brown and green kind of like what they call this thing, like trees and whatnot, where furniture comes from. Same thing with Movio, and I think Ivasa stands out a bit. Ivasa is giving this vibe that there's this brand that rebranded. What's their name again? Jaguar. It's giving this Jaguar kind of, especially with this their imagery, where two people are just lying down. It's looking like you went to shop for furniture. It looks like a fashion furniture brand. Let's see if there is an explanation. And there is not. There is not. Let's see if Ivasa exists in the real world. Ivasa furniture. Just this is not planned, but let's see. Okay, Ivasa actually exists. But guess what? It is not in English. And they actually follow the branding. So authentic contemporary, you see why it's like this? It's like a contemporary brand, furniture workshop. So it's actually like actually I feel like they actually create the furniture by themselves. Yeah, so this is what a Versa looks like. I don't know if they really follow the branding. What do you think, guys? Do you think they actually follow the branding? Because this one is losing some sort of personality and character. It's looking like what they created on WordPress. So look at Ivasa. Okay, maybe it did. Look at like a document that he created for the brand. Maybe he actually did follow the branding. But who am I? I like this their imagery. I really like it. It's consistent, and police is not catching them as they are going to snap these pictures on the road. Probably it's AI as well. All right. Yeah, I just thought to check the brand out. Let me try and check the brand again. See, this is actually the same thing I do when I'm working on brands in real life. I just try to feed my eyes. That's what they call it. Paco. So let's check for Paco furniture if he actually exists. I don't know if he exists, but let me see. So Paco exists, but it's not the same brand. Either it's not the same brand or they've not started using the branding. All right. So the next thing we want to do is work on mood boards. So I had already told us that I liked what I saw for timber. So I'm going to screenshot some things from timber as per mood boards. So when you're doing mood boards, I'm going to all right. So when you're doing mood boards, there are some stuff that you want to make sure that you're looking out for. One is logo slash asset design. So when I say asset, I'm talking about like brand patterns, brand illustration. So logo slash asset design. You're looking out for packaging design, like what the packaging is looks like. You're looking out for imagery. You're looking out for what else are you looking out for? You're looking out for imagery, you're looking for packaging design. I think there's something again I'm missing out. You're looking out for colors. How do I forget that? So you're looking out for colors. These are the four things you look at, you look out for when working on a mood board. So you want to go to Pinterest, for example, and search for. So I'm going to fasten this process. Sha. Let's start with products, design, brand. I think they are going to, yeah. So either they show us. Wait, let's start with architecture. So the pride of Nuve is that they designed the setting furniture, not that they created it. Um, Architectural design branch. So this is the kind of stuff that we are seeing. Then after this, we are going to look for furniture brands. So one thing that we actually see is rigidity. I don't like the colors, to be very honest, but I like this. So I like this. And usually, what I will do is I will come here, go to create a new board, and I'll create a new board and put it inside. But because I don't want to have to create a new board and come back to download, I'm just going to download all the images that I like. Um, so I like this. I like the way the logo is. What else do I like? I think I like this. So if you notice now, I'm going more on like color. Um, you're worthy of my praise. Let's see. You can always keep scrolling down when you're on Pinterest. I think that should be their motto or something. I'm not really getting what I'm looking for. It's very fair in terms of color. So let's just say furniture brand. Um, I don't know if I'm vibing with the things I'm seeing, but let's think towards this direction. So because I want it to be elegant, that's why I'm thinking of this. You get um yeah, I like Mirror. So Mirror is a furniture brand as well. You see how elegant it's looking, as well as I don't like the illustration. It's not. I love this. I really love this. So I'm not seeing more of packaging design. I've not seen any packaging design at all actually. But let's see packaging for furniture brand. You can actually try research that. So I'm not creating different options today. All you want to do, all you want to do is create different options when you work for a client, so that they get to see different vibes, still with the same um brand, but different vibes. So let's say Nuve sent out a package. What should it look like? I think I like this. No. I prefer this. So I don't think this is necessarily a furniture brand, but let's just work with this as well. Let's see whether we can get like t-shirts, shirts for a furniture brand. Nah. So let's just search for furniture. So if we're working with imagery, for example, let's say something like this, something that is popping, something that is not muted, just like what everybody is doing now in the furniture industry, muted colors. And while it's nice, I think that everybody is just running towards that direction. And I like the vibe. I'm not going to lie. I like the vibe. I think I like this as well. I really love this. Um, all right. Okay. This works. So in case you don't know, what we're doing now is mood boarding. So let's search for like some logo options, furniture brands. I like this. I like the logo. I don't know if I like what I'm seeing in general. You know, there's one time I tried one nonsense. I sent a client a mood board and I told them not to look at the color. I just told them that it was the vibe. And people never even believe the project that I did that. Yeah. That was the first mood board I sent for them. And the creative director came back and told me, "What do you mean I should not look at the color for a mood board?" That period was, I think, in February, March this year. Yeah, it was really funny. So then after that, we had to go back and make sure that everything aligned. But in terms of typography, I don't know if I'm really sure of the kind of typography that I want them to use, but I know I want them to use something simple and bold. So what you want to do is just download as much as possible. Download as much as possible. Because we have this, let's download this as well. This timber seems to be everywhere. Let's see if it actually is a real brand. Let me see you. Sorry, you can actually as well visit the websites. See what brands look like after they've been. Okay, I really like this conversion from this to this. Wow. I'm now wondering, can't you do this for anything? I think the only reason why you can't do this for any other font is because of um this stylization that the font has. That's the only probably the only reason. Alright, I think I actually really like this brand. Okay, so now let's check out on what we have for mood boards. Are we here? So this is kind of like the vibe I'm going for. I don't know if these two vibes align. As I come here, I'm even sorting out colors. So let's see the colors that we can pick out from this brand, from this mood board. So one thing that we can see generally is this. You can as well see this. So I don't know if the green is really evident, but I think I prefer this green than the other green I was seeing. Even though this is not exactly what came out, I want something more vibrant. Yeah, let's duplicate and have. Yeah, it's obvious that I really wanted yellow to be here. Mm. I don't know if I'm seeing any other color again. I don't know if you guys are in the comments. Let me know if you're seeing. Is there any other color again that's apart from this purple? I don't want purple to be there. I really don't want it to be there. I think the only other color I'm seeing is obviously black shark. So this is our mood board. The rest of this can go. Like I think another thing that is not here is this. Yeah, you see, it's even green and yeah, yeah, aligned very well, like crazy. Timber. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to screenshot this, then take it to Illustrator. For that, I already had done like a couple of logos on seeing the brand and working on the brand backstage. And I don't think I really want it. Um, because at the end of the day, so I have the autonomy. I'm not like blindly just choosing colors. You get? Because if you say light green, you can also say this color that is here, and I don't think I want it. You get? So you're just picking out colors, highlighting colors. So you're highlighting. You're not selecting all the colors that are on the mood board. And at the same time, too, another thing you're doing is there's another thing I wanted to see. There's another thing I wanted to say, I just forgot. You're using the predominant colors. You get, that's what I wanted to say. So you're highlighting colors as well as using the predominant colors. So I'm going to take this to let me make sure that this is RGB before I start working here. RGB color mode, RGB. And so what I want to do is like bring my mood board here. I don't know if this is the true color of the brand. I highly doubt, but let me screenshot it again. Because I made some changes to that yellow. All right. Okay. This is better. This is way better. So I had three logos in mind, and I'm just going to. So I'd already like sketched this before now because there are some people that it comes very easy for. It's not like I don't design logos, but I need to take my time to think of the sketch and a lot of things. And in order to keep to time, which we've already gone 1 hour on this live right now, and we still have like work to do, I decided, all right, why not design the logos before I come here? Because once I design this logo now, people just be looking at me and I'll be saying, what's the next idea? I decided to do that before now, so that as we just come, we would illustrate it. I didn't illustrate it, so at least we can illustrate that one. As I'm just saying we, I'm just realizing that at the end of the day too, it's still me. It's still me that is illustrating it. I don't know how to use Figma. Yes, you can do this on Illustrator. Definitely. You can do this on Illustrator. So for this one, Sha, um, is more of like a N that is in construction. So I know I said it's a design-led brand, but at the end of the day too, it still works. It still works for the brand because design still is going to be made. You get, so um just like a furniture is being made. So that was the idea behind this one, Sha. The furniture that is being made basically, and giving the letter M. So let's work with my rulers here so that we don't do something that is. In case you do not know, I just used. Okay, no, I used the pen tool to create that. This is not a class on Illustrator though, but just thought to say that. I use the pen tool to just draw a line and increase the. So I'm just going to log this by pressing. How did you learn this logo draft? You mean like the sketches? I just sketch what is in my mind. I have to like the way I work. I have to sketch it first before I put it on Illustrator. I have to sketch it first before I put it on Illustrator. If I don't do that, it doesn't work for me. So what I'm just doing now is making sure that all the external points of this logo has like a point. It gets has a ruler. So I'm just going to take up my pen to come here and go here, drag to create this one. Use shift So I didn't even create for this one, but let's just bring it here, then end it here. All right. So this one now is a stroke. So I'm going to have to make it a shape. So I'm just going to come here, outline stroke. I don't know if this is going to come out exactly as I envision, but let's see. All right. Did this come out as I envisioned? So let's do like this is shape builder, so I'm just using it. I want to do something where like I cut inside here. But the thing about creating logos is that your logo has to be you don't want to start adding very tiny details on your logos. You get, you want logos that people can easily draw. Yeah. All right. So let's take this out. I don't know if that works. Don't like it. So let's have the logo the way it is. I don't know if this is entirely working. So I'm just going to try to, and let's see if I make this smaller, will it be finer? So the idea is to make it look like an N. I think it's looking like an N. Depends on how you look at it, sha. But from my own side, it's looking like an N. From like where I stay, um, where I stay from where I stay, like I stay from Lagos, it's looking like an N. Let's see. Yeah, I think this helps it to look more like an N because now it's looking like the other letter that is there. All right. And I think there's snap. There's snaps pixel. Uh-uh. I've been finding it hard to draw things. So yeah, like I was saying. All right, so let's illustrate this first. Let's like join this together and see what it looks like. So we're going to do two of it, and then I'll select what I think I like. All right, this is one. This is another one. Where like we have it done like this. Cause you evil spirit of untimely death. Come off here it is rightly said. That the Son of Man keeps the life and everything that pertains to life and godliness. So I'm telling you, what? So everything that is not of God. So I think this works better because it just works better. Lesser details still tells the story of, and then what you can now do is to make, in order to make everything look Um, let's see, curved edge, see better. So there's this font I had in mind to use. I like this sans serif font, Mona. So let's make it move. All right, this is move. Let me get your reviews on this logo first of all before I move on to do another one. You're still on the live. Let me know what you think. What do you think about Move, the logo? So I'm going to log this as well. Um, this one you get activation. I think the first thing to create is the N. So this is like an a total. Hi. Yeah, it's giving Chinese vibes, right? It's giving Chinese vibes. Hi, Ayomi Kurinle Umi. Sorry if I murdered your name. But let's just say Ayo, exactly. Ayo. I don't know how I didn't think of that. So the brand is a furniture brand. And I think you'd have to rewatch this video because it's not just about being a furniture brand. So I'm going to turn off the fill. I'm going to remove the fill and make it, yeah. Yeah, so let's just work with this. So this is pen two true and true. Let's turn back the fill. Let's turn the fill back on. Then I'm going to make this is going to be the U. Then so there's a way this V needs to be. So that it's going to give that V vibes. But I don't like the way the one I've done is like this the sketch. So I'm just going to I don't know how I'm going to redo this, but let me see. I want to do something like this where yeah. It was giving me that vibe as well, like pie in maths. So the reason why I'm doing this one like this is because the tricky thing about doing this style for a logo is that now the name of the brand is V, is Nuve. So there's U and there's V. Do you get? Um, I think for the E, I can easily create it with like a circle. It's like two circles that are joined together. Okay. So the second one, let's see. So just in case I didn't explain this because I actually didn't. The idea behind this one is comfort. So two things actually. I wanted to do something that is not the regular when you think of these furniture brands because Move is about doing something new. Let me know if you can see the move in this write up. You too, they bless me, oh, over my head, and you carry me from Babylon. So for this one, I just want to do something that is fluffy, soft, like the way furniture usually should be, and as well as something that is new, something that is giving that trending vibe and what do they call it, and sort of like Gen Z, like you're going to the market to shop for like your favorite furniture, that kind of thing. So we have Nove, Nove, and then let me do the last one. This one is very easy. The most of the so first of all, Sha, I'm thinking that this is looking like something that I might like. All right, you know, there's one reply that somebody gave me now, and it reminded me of something. You can design logo finish and ask somebody, so what do you see? And the person tells you one kind of weird thing like either you slap that person, either you slap that person or you just throw away your sketch pad. So yeah, yeah, me too. I like this end. Let's see if we can actually also explore this. Um, so to explore this, all we just need is outline. Abi, how did we take this thing? Yeah, I think she build that is okay. Yes, Mado. But are you seeing the end? What do you guys think? Are you seeing the end? Yeah, I don't think I like this one. Is nonsense at this point now. Yes, as the icon. Sorry. So yeah, I think I really like this one. It was not part of my sketch. It was not something I think I thought of. Let's see now. I actually do believe that we have to look for something that works, and this is entering my eye. So regularly, what I do is I think I have to delete. Okay, these things are locked. So what I do is I have to duplicate this. Um, Let me see if I can do a bit of customization to these things. Reduce it a bit so that it's closer. Create outline. Make it one on group. Yeah. What can I do now? Yeah, I think I need to make everything. But how do we? So I actually need to get like that. Then I'm trying to see how we can replicate this sharp edges stuff. I swear, my brother, a lot comes up in the drawing board. So there's something I used to do to logos to make them look more premium. I've been doing it since like I don't know 2023. Yeah, 2023 is now a long time ago. So to see what it's going to look like if it were to be trademarked. Nuve, a furniture brand. I just love this now. All right. Then because he has this French whatever, and there's where ChatGPT wrote it. All right, let's just leave it out. So if you go to Abiconic's page or something, you see things like um, you need a couple of things for your logo. I also talk about it. My point is that we are not doing a lot of logo family for this brand. It's just mostly going to be, let's say, group. Keep it here. This is the logo mark, and this is the other side of the logo. Um, yeah, let's do one more page. No, 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 no. Here we sort of like, all right. For those of you who don't know how to do this, let me just create it for your benefits. Let's say we wanted to create a pattern for the brand. So you come here, go to object. I've done a video on this. Go to repeat grid, and you see it here. Then change it to how you want it to be. I like make this thing align. Um, yeah. So um, I noticed I noticed a lot of people might not really what do they call it, use this. I to be very honest, I really don't use logo as brand pattern for a lot of the brand I design in recent times. You get because it doesn't look intentional. So if you go to that video I did on Soraya, you'll notice that I had to create costume patterns for the brand. So you want to learn to do that. You understand? Because so you want to do things like maybe creating a creating actual assets or actual illustrations or icons. Exactly, that's the word. Abi, illustration can still work sha, that resonate with the brand in the brand kind of style. You get? So illustrations, icons. Okay, yeah, thank you. So illustrations, icons that actually relate to what the brand is doing. So that when they put it, it's not abstract. When they put it on their like print or whatever, it's not abstract, so that it relates to their day to day. You get? But for the benefit of this class, we're just going to work with this. Yeah, let's just work with this. So you can use the grid to make them more motivable. But the reason why I'm doing like this because one negative aspect of that grid is that it doesn't show you end to end. You get it cuts it cuts at one end and cuts at the other end. So I want to see where this logo ends and where this other logo ends. So now we're going to continue this whole design on Figma. So I'm going to go to Figma, create a new page, design, and call it so. All right, so it pastes that as the proper vector. You get, but you see the color is not giving. Yeah, color is not what I actually wanted it to be. So I'm just going to make this, just group it first of all, sure. Let me group this, and I'm going to bring this out, delete this background because that's not even the color. Bring this out, bring this out as well. Bring this out, then delete this frame. So see here, if you don't use Figma, try to learn how to use Figma. Um, Figma is fastly now becoming not just an option but a necessity. That's my perspective. You get. So, for example, if you want to work with teams, Figma makes things very easy. You don't have to start carrying your sorry, Wachi, please give me water, beg. So you don't now have to start carrying your files as everywhere you go. For example, now for me now, if I get a new laptop, all I just have to do is log in my email and my Figma has come with me. All the files that I've ever worked on Figma and whatnot. So I think the main thing I actually need from this is not these images. So I can actually take the images, keep them here first. Is the color scheme I actually need. Let's see. Should we do this? Sorry. All right. Hmm. I'm just catch my breath. It's not part of what I want to share. I just did this today on Figma Make, and I think it's really amazing. Like I did this in less than. Also, Figma is not sponsoring this video, obviously. I did this in less than two. So let's say with editing and everything, but the actual website came out in less than 10 minutes. All I just had to do is prompt it. So it's called Figma Make. You can actually create websites as easy as this. I don't know how. I've not yet figured out how you can. I've not yet figured out how you can actually, you know, start using this for clients projects. This is not a client. This is my younger brother's branch. But yeah, I'll do a video concerning this. I'll probably, maybe do a live video. I don't know. I think I'm kind of enjoying this live video that I'm doing now. So I might just tell me, you need to do more of this. You need to do more of this. So yeah, we have done this brief for furniture brand, keyword mapping, case studies, mood board, logo options. So now you're going to mock up create to increase. So downloaded I had downloaded some mockups. Don't worry, the most active person in this class has been Fred. And like I'm going to give Fred something at the end of the class. So I'm doing my mockups on Photoshop. I can as well do it on Affinity, but I'll be all open out. So this is second mockup. So like I said, you're more of a design studio. So you want to even like the manufacturing because 90% of the people in that company would never know how they're able to manufacture some of the designs. They just know, you know, about the design, about the design of the furnitures you get. And yeah. So if this were a client's brand, this is just a note to the people that probably are not conversant with how brand identity design goes. You're not going to do just one logo. This thing I'm doing now, you do it for like three logos and send clients all three or two. Me, I don't do three. I do two. I've heard of designers that just do the one logo option something. First time I tried it, client said no, no. Um, that why would I give them options? Idiots. But the people that actually do one logo option, me, I do two logo options. You don't want to do more than three so that the clients see the more options you do the more possibility in the client's mind that you can do more options. So they just ask you, hmm, they'll look at you and say, let me see something else. So you want to try another so to avoid that. You get, because even as you're a designer, the more you start doing something else, the more you start losing touch with the design, and you're just creating and creating and creating. So if you register for this class, the registration link which I sent to the class a couple of minutes ago, you will get access to the link to download all these mockups. You get access to the Illustrator file that we use to design. So let me even save this and call this move. So one thing you can do for me is, when I give you access to these files, you can as well play with the file. You know, if you feel like this logo option I used was not really the right logo option for this brand, you can actually um, go and use another logo option, create more mockups. You can even use the particular logo option that I used, create more mockups with it, post it on Instagram and tag me. So when you're tagging, you're not tagging Oblique Studios or Need Graphics. Tag increase underscore undo. Like collaborate with me, and I would what do they call it? And I'll definitely accept the collaboration. You can just say, you can just write, oh, based on the live that we did, blah blah blah. These are some designs for the brand. Yeah. So what I do with this is that I just come here. So let's say you want to design something. What's a sticky note supposed to look like? A brand sticky note. So let's say it's going to look pale, for example. But we definitely know, let's see, you've not really decided on what the brand color is going to be. Let's say it's green. Yeah, I'll be expecting you to work on it, Fred. Thank you very much. So let's say it's green, for example. So we're going to create a solid color. Yeah, this is definitely the color of a sticky note. But I don't like the fact that it's too yellow. Let's make it a bit whiter than it is. What a sticky note usually looks like. Um, so I had copied the logo and I'm just pasting it. Did I copy it? So I've copied it now again. I'll look at come to Photoshop and click on Control V. I really don't know why it's not showing. Why is it not pasting? I think my Photoshop is hanging. It's not. Let me just do this instead of wasting time. So you go to new here. I'm just going to select two of them. Sort of like group it. So if I group it, it becomes one file. Come here. So you see how very easy here. It's very easy to export here than to export for me. Oh, that's what I think. It's very easy to export here than to export on Illustrator. So you just come here, save, then you go here and drag it to the file. SEO. Baba. So I think this file is the problem. I think my Photoshop is hanging. God, let me not be put to shame. What is actually going on in essence? So my ask is affinity. How many days? Oh, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. It's not really much of an issue. Let me close down affinity. So somebody's asking, how many days does it take me to finish branding? On a regular day, it take me 6 weeks to finish a brand identity design. So a sticky note is necessary for this kind of brand because it's a kind of brand where like you have a lot of people in the office, they are designers, you probably need to jot down their thoughts and I don't know, yeah, keep notes for other people. Photoshop, yeah. So let's just call it jot Abby. Ugh. So let's just do this. Write down your thoughts. This is just a fancy way of calling it a sticky note. And you can put the logo here and sort of like do use pen to and create kind of like a line. Let's make it black. Let's make the line thinner. Bring it down here because it's a sticky note. We don't want to do like. I don't think this is a sticky note. I just think it's like a note. So I'm thinking we should make this green as well. Should we? Does it make sense? Maybe make it dark. No, let's make it green. The normal green. And this is going to be cliche, but let's carry this. Come here. Paste. I'll be black, right? Let's work with black. Black makes sense. So what you want to do with this stuff is try to make it as personalized as possible. Because when you're showing your client, you're basically trying to sell the idea of the logo to your client. So your client sees so if this thing did not work, I'm just going to copy this thing. Okay, it have saved. Let me see what it's going to look like. Are you seeing? This is move. Let's save this whole PDF. One thing I want to do, we'll do it together, where we'll get the furniture that has been printed and imprint this move logo on it. So let's come and save it and say, let's just create a new folder. What I just do is create a new folder and say done. So this is like the ones that a mockup has been created. So you want to save the like the PSD as well. Mock one. I can just call it sticky mock. Sticky mock. Save the PSD. So I think the PSD has saved. No, it has not saved. Though. So it's still saving. Then when you save it as PSD, you want to also save it as the name um Nuve on it. So let's just look for an image. Let's just type sort of like a mock-up. Okay, let me try something. Yeah. So I have Gemini on this my student account premium. But here's what I'm going to do. Um, I come to what they call this thing, ChatGPT, because ChatGPT has like very good text detection. So I'm just going to say this. This is what the prompt is going to look like. Hi GPT. So I need you to create a prompt where I embed a logo on a furniture. Now you're creating a prompt from which you can create an image. You get, and so the prompt is supposed to be in such a way that I upload the logo, and also I want the image that the AI is going to generate for me to be like a very close-up shot of a home furniture, for example, a couch. So I want the logo of the brand engraved on the furniture. So create a prompt in this light or something according to this. So yeah, I'm going to I've recorded this as a voice note, sent to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to create a prompt for me. Then I'm going to take it to Gemini. All this is just testing. Let's see how it goes. All right. So one thing that I didn't do now is define a lot of it. I can still do it. All right. So add this to the prompt that I want the image to be very clear, modern. It should be lit. It should have more of greens and reds and whatnot. So it should not be dark. It should not be in a dark environment. It should be in an elegant and exquisite building, that kind of thing. You get. So what I'm doing now is adding like what I want the image outlook to be like. You get, rather than just be vague. So I'm going to copy, take it here, and paste. And let's see. I'm going to select create images. I need to see nano banana again. So yeah, this is saved supposedly Gemini Pro. Sha. So let's just leave it. Come here. This is saved. Save this as, sorry, I'm just eager to know. What do you think, guys? What do you think? What do you think? So let me tell it to do it for. There's this chair I saw that I think I might like it to be on. So let's see. I see how you use AI to create mockups. So make this a portrait shot. I think this is neat, Shao. This is actually very neat. All right. So I'm just going to say attach A lot of time this doesn't work when you now change, especially for Gemini, when you change the train of thought and tell it to do something else for another kind of thing. Let's just see. I type the logo on this furniture as well. I'm not getting your feedback as to this AI, this AI mock-up generation. I need your feedbacks. Hmm. Okay. This is not really there, sha, but let's. I think this is the one that really entered for me well than any other one. So let's just manage this. AI, whatever. What do they call this thing? AI prompting. You need to be more detailed than that. So let's not dwell on that. Hi, Olariwaju. Thank you very much. Yeah, they are not so clear, my brother. So let's just continue with. I'm going to do this last because I actually have to now design the interface. So I'm going to do that last. So let's work with this. Maybe should we do this? Let's do this. I think I really like this mockup. It's just I've not used any mockup like this before. I actually discovered a couple of new mockup websites, and I'm going to share them to you guys. I'll ask my I'll send it like email. Ask my assistant send it to your email. So let's just go and say t-shirt design. So let's see what t-shirt designs look like and see the ones we're going to, um, for lack of a better word, copy. So what kind of write-ups can we have? So we can actually still use um, AI. Give us write-ups for t-shirts, write-ups for merch design. So you can do this. Everything here is dummy. Uh-uh. Hi GPT. So basically what I mean is give me write-ups that can be used in a t-shirt design, um, in a tote bag design, for example, maybe um, in the hero section of a website, those kind of things. That's what I mean. Just catchphrases and short taglines that can be associated with the brand move. So you now want to be very specific because I think because of these prompts that we created, it has gone out of line. All right. So design for modern living. Exactly. So let's say we're creating a t-shirt, for example. Um, I want this t-shirt to be. I think it changed the t-shirt color here. Yeah. So you change the t-shirt color here. So this is sort of like close to what we have for Nuve. So we're going to copy Nuve's logo once more. Copy it here. Delete this. No, no, you don't have to delete this. Because this is going to give you like a frame as to where the designs would be. So just want to like turn it off, paste here. So I really don't like cliche kind of t-shirts. Um, Mona sounds exactly. Let's make these lights. I don't know what that is. Design. All right, so let's make this smaller than it is, so it's not too obvious and big. Then sort of like www.move. Let's just say ng. To pay respects to the Nigerian heritage. For me, I don't design for Nigerian brands. I design for global brands. Did somebody say clock it? Just joking. All right. Let's see what it looks like. So now, if we're using affinity, for example, now, once you just place it, affinity applies it immediately. You don't have to do all these saving things. That's one reason why I like affinity. The only reason why I'm not using affinity is because after that first time everybody was using it, I still use it, but I've actually not designed flyers and all these things in a while. Even this one, so I've not designed it in a while. Like brands, mockups, sorry, not brands. So most of the work I've been doing recently is more of finishing the brand guides, finishing the branding I already started, and work for my 9 to 5. I don't like the way the design is. So it turns out you can actually do this, guys. You can actually increase the design on the mockup. So this is going to be a 4 by 5. I don't know if there's any need to crop it, but let's see. There might be no need to crop it, but let's save it for now. Sha. Let's just see. Cause my life no dey revolve around you. I go do wetin I want to. I want to. Cause I no care wetin papa talk. I no care wetin mama talk. I was made for this. I was made for this. Made for this. Rara. Say I no care wetin papa talk. I no care anybody papa oh. I was made for this. I was made for this. Say I no mind oh. I no care. I was made for this. So this is where we can actually use that what they call this thing, pattern. All right, so let's paste this here. So my mockups can actually definitely be more detailed than I'm making them, but you know, it's rush work. Let's see. I don't know. Shall let's see. So I just thought to say this import haircuts, code haircuts. Import haircuts. I and my team are planning to do something like a physical event. Import haircuts next year. So this is like a soft launch, as they used to call it on Instagram. For those people that want to announce their relationship, but they are not bold enough. All right. This is not really giving what I want to give, sure, but I, I want we already exceeded the time limits. I knew we were going to exceed the sure. Ah, something now. I'll fix it in a Figma. So what I'm realizing is this kind of mock up where you can't really change the background is definitely what you get. Save this. Maybe I can change the handle. Can I even change the handle? Okay, I can change the handle color to green. Save it. When I go to Figma, I can be able to use Figma's AI to change the back, so like the background color to what I want it to be, and I can actually even put the code there. So let's just say tote bag mock. Save, save. This one, I don't know if it's saved as image, so let me try and save it again. So I'm realizing that same thing goes for this image as well, this mockup as well. You can't really change the background. All right, so we're saving documents. We've done roughly four mockups. Create something very simple like this. So just get like an image that can fit, that is worthy enough. I'm going to go here. I have one image that I had downloaded when we were getting mockups. So I think I think this would work. Increase the opacity to like 20%. Sorry, 100% actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you feel my beats? Change it to Mona sounds. Turn this to white. So if I'm being very fair, um, this might not necessarily no fit the vibe that I had designed, and the more I realize that it's looking like it's looking like a it's looking like a WordPress website, and I don't want that. So I'm going to do this instead. Instead of doing this, I'm going to do this, make it an actual, in creating the two samples, will the mood board colors be the same? You mean like the two samples for the mood board? The mood board colors, they can be slightly the same, but no, I've never done two mood boards where they are the same. So yeah, my answer is no. Two logo samples. I think you need to watch my videos so first, because here's what happens. When you first of all send your client the logo, the mood board options. When your client what selects um what mood board option that they are going with, then that's when you now send them a logo. So if your client has already selected a certain mood board, it means that color has already been determined by you and the client. You already know the color direction that you're going with. So there's no question of will the color be the same. Obviously, the color is definitely the same. So as I use this color, I realize that it's not properly contrasting with green in the way that I want it to. So you get, will I now go and change the whole color, everything? Guess what? Is my brand. I can do whatever I want. And even in your client's brand, if at any point in your application you realize that, you know, as I'm using this color, as I'm actually now applying this color, it's not working well. Oh, what you do is go and change the color. Like, what I mean is, this particular green is not greening the way I want it to green. change the green to something else. Nobody's tying your hand. Do you understand? So change the green to what you want it to green. I like as I'm saying nonsense. But I think you all get the vibe. Change the green to exactly the particular type of green that you want it to be so that it can work with um your, yeah, so that I can work with your desired what do they call this thing? So that I can work and contrast properly with the brand. If I work on this design more, I'll probably see something that I don't like about it and see how I can change it. You get. So that's how design works. Oh, so I don't know if this is working the way I want it to work. Thank you so much, Barry. So you now want to come here, for example, take the logo here, then this is Figma, so you can easily just come here, change the two colors. I want somebody to go out and say, after watching your video, now I'm using Figma. Somebody actually told that to me. Yes, somebody else told that. So yeah, I want more people to say it. Furniture shop about us, create contacts. Let's put it in all caps because that's what I want. About us. And this is going to work, but let's see. Idea. All right. Let's just say this is on the other side of bikini. Okay, slot. This is a very scanty looking website. But let's just give it a bit of character by sort of like doing this stuff where I just pick from here. All right. I go here, make it bigger. And I think, all right. Reduce the opacity. Wow. This is coming out well. I think, let's see. Do you think you can add one more picture here? Of course, we can. Bob the Builder, can you do it? Yes, we can. As soon as it comes to my mind, I'll just say it. Yes, we calm. We always calm. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Like I said, we calm. Effects, drop shadow, blur it, increase the opacity to 70 probably. It's not necessary. I'm still doing it because guess what? I can. Blow some more, blow some more. All right. Now, let's just call this Nuve web page. Export as a JPEG file. Let's just use like 2x because there's no need to make it so large. All right. Let's X this. I already saved this now, so you can. I think you've saved this. Just the two of us. All right. So we're just working. No, no, no. Cancel. So let's work on this. So, like you all know, I already worked on the website. So we're just going to come here. And because these people are very foolish, I'm just realizing now that their web page is not 9 by 16. So if your web page is not 9 by 16, what is it? No, what is it? There are two ways I do this. Because it's a mock-up, nobody's gonna know, so I'll just stretch it. Then when you save it, you're definitely not going to know that I stretched it. I don't think you're gonna know. For me, I know that's the issue. So let's just create a solid color of that color. And I don't know what this is going to look like, but there's another thing you can also do as well. Rasterize this, um, merge this layer, become one. Use your MOCKUP to take it up. Shit. Nah, it's not a problem. Control D, create another one again. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Just the two of us. Yeah. You make my living dollars blue. All right. Those of you that are still here, you guys are the real MVPs. Thank you so much, everybody. How come my laptop is not charging? Sorry. Wow. My laptop has not been charging since. That's sad. So I feel like I need something to highlight. Ah, where is this mockup? Oh, the mockup I'm looking for is this one. I don't know the name. I don't know the brand I used it for. Like the initial. Oh god, oh god. Was it Velcrest? No, no, it was not Velcrest. If there's anything, it was 11 South. No, it's not 11 South. Let me see. I feel like I probably know this brand like mad. I don't think it's this brand. I've not nobody has seen it. That's not seen the light of day. So sad. For some reason I just feel like it's here. Just feel like it's here, but it's not. Let's take this to Figma. Going to get smaller as we go on than a green brand. So green is well just like a secondary color, for lack of a better word. But so I think I'll just do, yeah. So let's reduce it. No, 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 delete it. No, no, no. think this can work. I've not actually used this style in any use thing. So this is like what is going to look like. No, let me remove. So I usually do this like what's going to look like if there's an image behind it. So this sort of like a mini. It's probably a bad time to see. But in case if you're wondering why I'm looking up, is because I'm working on my monitor. Yeah. Games. I'm not going to do that in order to save time. Then we want to add the name of the font. So you can actually rewrite this and come here and say type out. Oh, why is this stopping? Let's see if this is actually. So this is like what do they call it? Even though the prompt is actually very long, sure, but it was what the experiment. So I had to like use a prompt to generate all that you're seeing right now, rather than having to type everything one by one. I just did it generate character keys from A to Z with what do they call that stuff? With upper and lower case to show sort of like the uh, I'm actually not thinking right now. To show the use case of the font, then I also added that it should also give me special characters and punctuation mark. So the thing I want to do now is to bring out the all right, so we're back to being eight. people on the live call. I want to bring out the mockups that we've done and apply them on this sort of like brand sheets. So this is like a very small version of what Workday and it choke like mad. But there's money, sha, so they'll pay you if you get the right clients. You might not expect the particular, yeah, it stands out like mad. All right. Look at my figma is hanging again. All right. Let's take it to the done. Um, I really want to highlight that mockup. I'm saying highlight that mockup because this is like the bigger frame, but this also should be considered as highlighting the mockup because it's like a smaller and more intimate frame. So you can put this here as well. So change this as well to the sticky paper. Increase crop. Come here. Edit the image. Oh sure. No. Edit with this. The let's continue. So I'm changing the plain background color to, I think it's the green that I copied. So the plain background color is going to change now. Is nano banana on, what's this place now? Figma. Sorted. So I did some inconsistent things in this branding and should not follow you through because I'm still like figuring out stuff. And this is like um impromptu. So like for example now I'm defining that the color is going to be orange and black. But in some of the mock-ups like this one and this one, I already used green, which I like as I'm looking at it now, I don't like it. You get, so that's why I did things like PSD. So if not that we're in a class now, let's say I'll send it to the client, then I now realize, oh, I don't like that green. So that's why you see that you don't just send your client logo when you've not applied it. So when you start applying logo now, you now realize that oh, a lot of helps a lot. Anybody, we've literally come to the end of the class. I had a, let me screenshot this for my life so that I'll show my investors. Um, I said we are going to do a couple of things. I've come here, we went through the brief, keyword mapping, case studies, name modifier, Fig. So you can open on your Figma, and yeah, if you're still on the class, just let me know in the comment section below. My hand is paining me because it has been pressing for a long time. I need toilet, and yeah, this has been 3 hours of design. Wow, is there a Guinness record for 3 hours? I don't know. All right, if you're still on the live, just let me know. Couple of minutes, I'm going to bring it to an end. Thank you everybody for those that joined. If you're going to watch this after, thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out. All right. Bye.